Hello, beautiful ignited souls. Yes, I hope you've got your fork because I've got mine now. We are ready to dig in deep, and this is going to be so delicious. Today it's letting go. Letting go. And that's what I had this conversation with High Priest Aaron, and I said, okay, I feel that we need to really get into a place of letting go. He says, okay, I'll tell you a story about letting go. And I thought, well, I'm all ears for, and I'm sure that our audience would really like to hear this story. So there he goes. So Aaron said to me about, of course, as his role as a high priest. And as we have read, he said we didn't even know the full details of all his nature and how warm he was and how eloquent a speaker he was and how handsome and tall he was. And so, but he was just such a humble person and just wanting to please the Lord. And so when the Lord appointed him as high priest, and he says, well, someone's got to do it because so much was happening with the children of Israel having to go through the to the promised land. And he says, basically, it's just like us today. And in this quarantine time or COVID-19 and coronavirus, we all want to ensure, or not all of us, but a lot of people want to ensure that they are contributing to a cause, that they will leave the place or this place or in a better or feeling better that they were there, they contributed, they left their mark. And so it gives a wonderful feeling. And Aaron was saying that was what he actually was about. He was about giving. He was about letting go of his own gratifications. He was about letting go of things that no longer served him and wanted to really look at serving on a higher realm, a higher purpose. Hence, he's here giving us this story right now, and that he is able to continue doing that. And I said, oh, I really feel that this is really a wonderful thing, because I'm feeling quite privileged. And that really meant that I understood where Aaron was coming from as well. So as I told him this, he said, well, yes. And that is perhaps where a lot of people are right now, wanting to contribute to a cause. And so acknowledging that you are not on your own, you are part of the whole, even if you are one, but you are part of that whole oneness. So, okay, so back to the story that Aaron said as well, is that I've been, in fact, Aaron says that his role as a high priest was so meticulous, you couldn't imagine. He said that basically he had to wear this garment. This garment was had all these plaques, back and front, according to him, and they had to have rings. It's like it had to go over his head in a certain way, like a tulip. I think that's the proper term. And it was specific. Everything had to be specific because the Lord was specific. But Aaron says that it wasn't as difficult as most people thought for him, although it was meticulous, because he actually bore the same vibration as the Lord. So basically, there's the Lord, Lord, and of course Aaron, Aaron. And Aaron is saying, do the math. Aaron loved to say, do the math. Of course, remember to do the math. I am. So this is 3. Oh, this is 3, 6. Okay. 3, 6, 9, 4. And we have 1, 1, 9, 6, 5. We've done Aaron before, which is 22. And let's just do Lord. This is 4 plus, this is 13, 19, 22. So this is what Aaron wants to show us right here, that him and the Lord, they really had a, like they had a good understanding. They had a good they were on the same level in some way. He had gone through because he was a master in his own rights, because he had the master number 22. So basically he's saying, I didn't need to do anything to prove myself. This is it. I didn't need to do anything to prove myself. I was here to serve. And he's saying masters are here to serve. We tend to think that we serve masters, but masters are there to serve the people. And that's what he was doing. And so Aaron was saying that he had to bear this plaque with the 12 stones, or they were ruby, onyx, jasmine, well, not jasmine, or they were different. He was saying they were onyx, and they were the different gems, but the different gems of each stone had written or engraved on them were the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. So he actually was carrying, and this is the thing Aaron is trying to remind us, that he was like the symbol of carrying the tribe, and he was that vibration, he was that energy that really was reverberating the essence of the tribes of Israel. So it's like he was the father in this sense, helping them to, like a father, really carrying their son on, or correcting, and really like he really had this responsibility of going into the tabernacle with all these bells on the hem of the garment as well, the gown, which was specific. And it was of course he had to have this plaque, which was blue and red and silver. Now silver we know is neutral, and silver is that which it's sort of mixes, if you like, it's neutral, so it would be that which meshes the two colors, like blue and red. Just like in the Matrix, you have the that's what Aaron is saying. Just like in the Matrix, you have the blue pill, you have the red pill. But basically, Aaron was carrying both the blue and the red. And Aaron is saying this is through his the entwinement of these vibrations or energy or colors or functions, that everyone was to find themselves in that way. So he was representing everyone, good, bad, ugly, and however you call it, he was representing them. Well, in the sense, I think it was the Levites, but when you are told a story. Okay, so basically, but the children of Israel. So it's the 12 tribes of Israel. And so Aaron says that basically his job, of course, as the high priest, would have to go into the tabernacle and, of course, give this peace offering. There were 5 offerings they had to render unto the Lord, and everything had to be done in a meticulous way. There were things about having 7 candlesticks, or the candles, or and 7, and all those would be representing the light that had to be like. So then he was light in that sense. He was representing the light, like Jesus Christ, you could say. So anyway, they had to have a cord as well, like a rope or something, around his feet, or the hem or something. When someone tells you a story, you kind of like listen, but it's so delicious, you take in, and of course, well, everything's open to interpretation. So in case Aaron did not really make the full confession, or how it was meant to be that day, and he would fall and die, and I asked Aaron, I says, but how was you, weren't you scared, And he says, well, fear, he had to deal with fear and put fear aside, because when you are fearful, things don't really go so well, you have to, like Susan Jefferson, feel the fear and do it anyway. So and once you start doing it, your concentration is basically on what you had to do. So, as you may see here, Aaron is reminding me that we are talking about letting go. And so, going to the tabernacle, we will also do the numerical value for letting go. Let's just do that right now. Okay, Aaron says, okay. So, we have Lord, Lord. Lord is 22, and ARON is 22. Now, here we have letting go, so let's just add this. We have 8, 10, this is 10, this is 21, this is 26, and this is 34. Is that correct? 7, okay. This is 8, 10, 21, 26. Yeah, 26 plus 7 is 33. 26 plus 7, sorry. Yes, it's 33. Okay, so this is 6, and this go is actually 7 plus 6 here, which is 13, and so this is 4. Okay, so 4 plus 6 is 10. Now we see that basically 10 is this. So letting go is just like when Mother Eve says, let there be light. The word let actually equals 10. So 10 is to allow. We could say that. When you allow both male, female, whatever is. So we are looking at time as well. So we have 22 and 22. So Aaron has showed us how they both are on same par. But he said once it came to the stage, just as now, that things were getting with Moses and God called him and Moses on to really instruct them that Aaron should really have his garment stripped as well and give to his son Eleazar, or Eleazar, Eleazar. And his, I hope, yes, you can see this. So this is 5351819. So giving his stripping this garment and giving it to his son should be like passing on the responsibility to his son. What, according to Aaron, that we have not been told is that the Lord really said to Aaron that I am stripping you off of your garment. He said that to Moses. Well, Moses is the one who is saying to Aaron at that stage that, we are going to do this because the Lord said. Because it is really interesting that the Lord called both of them together and had a talk with them and says, I want you to go onto the mount and, take your son with you, and take, of course, that was with Moses as well. But it's like there were times that the conversation was not going direct with Aaron, and Aaron was saying, but because he was there to serve and because he understood, even if something seemed like it is done for wrong or ill, or he knows, he trusts that everything has a cycle and it is going to be for good. Just like it says that I, the Lord, create good and bad and everything, and that is Lord. And Aaron understood what it meant to be Lord, because of course he had the master number 22, just like the Lord. So at one time, it is said that he rebelled against God, the waters of Meribah. And basically, it's even then I asked Aaron, well, is it true you rebelled? And he said, well, yes, he rebelled. But he said, the thing that he understood, it's just like Judas had to sell, or if you like, or betray or sell, or Christ or Jesus to be crucified. That was a role that was already taken. According to Aaron, that role was already taken. It's like the contract was already written, and so he had to do this rebellion, if you like, so the garment now could be passed on to his son, who was now stronger or younger, and of course had been with him, and who was now in a fit position to actually take on the role. So this is where we have letting go. So we see letting go. I'm just feeling I need to double check this. This is I know Aaron is saying it's right. So okay, we just leave it letting go, because it's just that I did it before and I found that it was something else. Okay. So Aaron is saying I need to trust. I just need to trust. Okay, so I'm going with it. So it's Aaron is saying so he had to learn to let go, and that's what letting go is about. So we'll do the numerical value for his son, which is 10. 10 here. Let's just do this. 19. This is 24, 27, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32. So here, this is what Aaron is saying. Aaron is saying, you see what I mean? He's saying, really, there's this is where he's saying, just like they used to call Jesus master, and in Genesis, no, in Luke, in Luke, where Christ also had sent Luke, one of the disciples, to get the man with the pitcher of water and say to him that the master wants the high room or the high bedroom or whatever it is to have his meal with his disciples. That was where I think the Last Supper was taking place. And according to Aaron, Jesus was called master there. And master, the word master, master, which is 952114. Adding this together, this is 10, 17, 21, 22. So basically, Lord and Master is really the same as in Aaron. So we can see what Aaron is saying here right now is that he had to let go. And in letting go, he had his energy, or the role was ignited through his son, which is 32, just like Christ. CHRIST, which is 389912. Adding this together, 20, 31, 32. Oh, this is a lovely, delicious story. Don't you just love it? To see that the whole stories, this is what Aaron is saying. He wants us to really, he's given us the story. Now he's saying, what have you gained from it? So what we have gained from it, we see that Lord, Master, Aaron is the same. It's 22. That's what the master number is about. We see that beginning when you are letting go, you have the male female together. It's like making love, and you both, you let go. You both let go. So you have male female. It's like an egg and the sperm. And so this is what High Priest Aaron is having a laugh, because we are talking cheeky here. So it's lovely we are able to do that with you, High Priest Aaron. And so this is what the Christ is, but then it is appropriate. This is what High Priest Aaron is saying. It is appropriate to even speak in this context, because it's the sperm, the serum that goes up to the pineal gland, and where we become enlightened. And this is why we say pineal gland equals 5. This is where we say to have a kundalini equals 5, and so the pyramid equals 5. So we see that is the Christ, whether we see it on the external as a pyramid or whether we experience it as a kundalini, it is 5, and that is what Aaron is really telling us. It'd be interesting to get part 2 of this story, and we are completing on 20 minutes or so. So I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this very delicious as we let go and to trust the High Priest Aaron with more stories that will enlighten us. Thank you and stay ignited. Oh, I just want a cup of moringa right now. That's all.